Welcome to the EMBN Show. Whatever next, we've got e-mountain bikes from coffee brands, trainers brands, and a good old hardtail. Anna, help me. Me and Joey are just out of the woods the last half an hour. Before we get started, what was all that business about on last week's GMBN Tech Show about mountain bikes trying to be like e-bikes?
Yeah, I know. And it's nice to know we have a viewer inside the building.
Watched it. I watched it and thought, what the hell is this all about?
Yeah. Do you think companies are trying to beef up mountain bikes to disguise the eMTBs?
If they are, I think it's desperate measures. I can honestly say, on a serious note, I can't actually see many mountain bike brands selling mountain bikes in the next 5 years. I think they'll scrap it all and just sell e-bikes. Yeah. I honestly can. I mean, there's already probably 50% too many bike brands in the market as it is, right?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, crikey, that's another subject.
Let's hope that's not true.
Right, first things first, new Trek Marlin. That's a Trek of a Marlin hardtail as it is. But I have to say, Anna, this is a good-looking hardtail for £2,500. It's 120mm travel up front, 29-inch wheels with the Bosch Active Line drive unit on it, 400 watt-hour battery. It's a nice-looking bike.
50 newton meters on hardtail. I mean, it's like mid-assist on hardtail.
I think the point is the price. I mean,
we like that, do we?
Well, I just think for people who are, and I've said it a million times, apologies for that, is like for your first adventures into the hills or into forestry, on forest roads, great.
Okay. Yeah.
Great.
All right, yeah.
Great.
I mean, you've got the attachments for racks and fenders as well, so maybe it's supposed to be one of those sort of versatile, like family bikes then. Yeah.
Talking about versatility, what about an e-mountain bike made of Nespresso pods?
Can you imagine how many pods you'd need to make a frame?
It's a lot of pods. I think, right, let me get something straight here. I'm not a Nespresso fan.
They're all right.
I mean, Joey's just taken me to a posh middle-class cafe on the way back from the south of the UK.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Yeah.
We did have a lovely lunch, but I like my coffee out of a proper coffee machine.
Yeah.
If this e-bike was made out of a proper coffee machine, then maybe.
Can make it out of a whole machine, yeah. I can't imagine how many pods they're going to need for this special edition. But
it's got some power,
interested.
Though. It's got some power.
I know.
1,000-watt motor.
That's nuts.
Crikey.
160 newton meters torque.
That is...
Peaking at 200 newton meters.
Did you say 100 newton meter torque then?
Yes, I think I did.
So that's probably...
160 porks.
That's 3 times the power of your white e-light.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it?
I mean,
no wonder you need a 1,008 watt-hour battery to power that thing.
At 29 kilos.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, it's a hunting bike, isn't it? Apparently Sam Blenkinsop, a current World Cup downhill racer, uses his e-mountain bike to go hunting, nonetheless.
Makes sense if he's carrying lots of equipment, yeah.
And deer over his shoulders.
Yeah, and a deer. You definitely carry a deer on this. 1,000-watt motor, what the heck?
Top speed 45 kilometres an hour. Next up, we've got the Finna Wind Peak.
Never heard of her.
But what I have heard of is the Polini EP3 Plus motoring, Polini EP3 is a fantastic motor. Yeah. You can rebuild it. Nice. Now, here's the thing, is we've just come back from the eBike Motor Centre. This whole business of e-bikes becoming obsolete, backwards compatibility and all that. You probably got it in the mountain bike world. I've actually forgotten what the mountain bike world's like, but...
there's still too many standards in that world
as
well. Yes, there is.
But the whole business of throwing away motors, it's unacceptable.
Surely that's a myth, though, isn't it?
It is a myth, because
people throwing it away?
They're not. This is actually a Gen 2 Bosch, fully rebuildable, and apparently from Peak Collar to the e-bike motor centre, one of the most durable, once the seals have been done, one of the most durable and tractor-like motors on the market.
One of the easiest to work on, apparently.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the Finna Polini motor, 170mm travel front and rear.
That's a big old bike, isn't it?
It is. But I think, Anna, this next one is the talking point of this week's show.
Oh, yes. I mean...
Reebok.
Yeah, we needed another brand to release another eMTB, surely.
We did.
You didn't know it, but now I have.
And this is kind of linked with the planned or perceived obsolescence. Now, you're a fan of... I mean, I've bought some of these Vans trainers.
Yeah, because you saw me wearing them.
I kind of did, yeah.
You did.
Yeah, I did.
So is Reebok bringing out an eMTB because they just saw someone else
What
do
I'm
it?
saying is, like, people, link to the motors, people see a new motor and they think, oh, I need to get a new motor. Same with trainers, they see the new colorways in trainers. And that's how the whole model's made, right? Me and you suckers, we've bought some new Vans trainers. When the new colorway comes out in 2025, we'll probably need new ones, right?
Right.
Even though these ones won't be worn out.
I don't think I'm that way inclined, but I get your point, yeah.
All right.
I'm not a colour
I challenge you on
fad.
that.
Oh, really?
How many pairs of trainers have you got? There
3.
you go. Is that all?
Yes. And I've had those ones that you eyed up for 2 years. So you were copying old trainers, I'll have you know. Anyway.
Well, I was copying, but it's the whole, yeah. But
Speaking of old trainers, what about this Reebok bike then anyway, eh?
It's just a bunch of old trainers, isn't it?
It is.
It's made of old trainers. It's not made of old
Who's this
trainers.
for? I mean, it is full carbon. The numbers look good. I mean, it's 100 Newton meters on a Mivis X700. I've never heard of that motor.
Never heard of it myself.
Never heard of it. Samsung battery. I mean, I've heard of Samsung, but are they big in the eMTB world?
Never heard of them.
No. We know that it's 150mm front and rear, but we don't know anything about the pricing or the range on the battery or anything like that yet. So it's got a big vanity number with 100 Newton meters, but
A vanity number?
It says a vanity number.
I'm going to use that. I like that. Can we write
Doesn't
that
mean
down? A
anything.
vanity
Yeah,
number.
you write that down.
They are vanity numbers. They're just numbers. They're just numbers. If you can't use the vanity numbers, it's pointless having the vanity numbers. Do you know what gets me? Is the fact that GCN have beaten us to where? Beaten us to the news with this bike on the GCN show.
Shocking. We need words.
It is shocking. Folks, that's the news this week. Let's have a look at where you've been. Anna, cool places. Before we get into cool places, what on earth is the World Championship snow biking all about?
I don't know.
Where the heck did that come from?
I just heard some people talking about it in the office. I didn't even know it existed. And then I looked up the course.
It shouldn't exist.
Yeah, and I was, in my mind, I was picturing like 4-cross mixed with snow, like board cross, is it? But it's just a bit of turns on a ski slope. I don't get it.
I don't get it whatsoever.
I don't get it.
I mean, is this yet more desperation from the mountain bike world to make it cool? Let's take mountain bike to the snow slopes.
When's the next e-snow bike coming?
Anyway,
that's what you want to worry about.
Our cool viewers have sent in these fantastic shots. Anthony is the Kerryway in Carroll Lake in Kilorglin Island.
Easy for you to
I don't know.
Somewhere in Ireland.
Today.
It's lovely.
And what about this then, Anna? John Forest National Park, Perth. Got the wrong accent. Meant to be an Australian accent.
Australian, yeah. I preferred the first one.
Yeah,
though.
forget the accent. But it's a nice piece of rock. It's a lovely
bit of rock. Yes, wonderful bit of rock.
I'd quite happily be sitting there right now.
Yeah, or this next one by the sea. I'm into that because this is Cornwall, the UK. It's one of the most beautiful beaches about, and I just, to have that weather would be nice right now, wouldn't it?
I like the title, Blast Around Penzance.
Yeah, that's good. And then we got an old bridge over here. Where is this?
Pont del Cinco Ojos. I don't know where this is, but the bike is actually a Mondrian Thundra.
The Bridge of 5 Eyes. Lovely. I like it.
It's in Elche. Don't know where that is. Folks, nice bit of out and about with you guys this week.
They are some cool places.
For sure. Anna, I need to return to a question that we got asked last week on the EMBN show. We didn't give a full answer.
No, we didn't.
And that was about what effect de-restricting your e-mountain bike has on the motor. Absolutely none at all.
Really?
Has no effect in terms of damaging it, apart from warranty. Apparently, and I have it on good authority that these bikes are made for doing this kind of work. So
interesting. That changes things a bit, doesn't it?
Let's just answer that one. Not that we actually endorse de-restricting your motors.
No.
Right, first question. On the show last week, we talked about Brosie Concert Bike. Why don't you like high pivot? Oh, wow, that's an easy question to answer,
because I asked you, e-bikes and high pivots. It makes sense, doesn't it?
Oh, no.
You nearly flip your lid.
Oh, no. Let me see if I can summarise this. there's so many aspects to an e-mountain bike system, which I think the e-mountain bike industry is still working on, such things as motor, battery, weight, geometry, the chainstay length, the seat tube angle, all these things. We're still in the learning stage of getting it right, I think. 76, 77 seat tube angles. And the fact that even seat tube angles, you need them for certain types of climb, but when the climb goes from that to that, you're actually out of the seat anyway. So seat tube angle doesn't matter.
Okay. So are you saying that you don't like it because it's not going to be very efficient for actually climbing and things like that?
What I'm saying is there's lots of things to sort out. I mean, we could go into like anti-rise and anti-squat and suspension tunes and all those things. I think we need to get lots of those things right before we're in about... It seems to me that it's just copying the mountain bike model, and I've ridden some fantastic e-bikes that don't require this amount of complexity.
I think it might be difficult to have an idler that will take the torque of some of the motors, potentially.
That's a good
more
point,
wear
actually. That's a good
as
point.
well. It's possibly why bros have used the 2-chain system so that you don't have a tensioner. It's sort of separated the two.
So I guess it's two different
question marks.
I guess it's two different. I guess the Brose bike is a different thing to. It is high pivot, but it's a different system, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Next up, Richard Lucas. How can carbon fibre be recycled now? Well, we talked about it in Nespresso in this week's show. I thought it was basically I thought it was basically a landfill at the end of life. My assumption that alloy is easy to recycle, correct? I've chosen alloy bikes because of this, but time's changed.
Well,
excellent question.
Yeah,
question.
I have beef with the people who say that they choose aluminium because it's more sustainable. Because yes, it can be recycled freely. You can, take it to the skip and recycle it quite easily, more easily than carbon, but you can't repair it. And if we're talking about keeping hold of a product, then carbon you can repair and you can keep hold of it for longer, therefore not needing to buy more stuff. So from a sustainability point of view, but he's asking about recycling. You can recycle carbon as well.
A few initiatives. In 2022, the Carbon Fibre Circular Alliance was launched. The UCL alongside the likes of Scott Sports are working together to reduce waste and pollution generated from the manufacture and use of carbon fibre.
Yeah, there's a lot of companies that do send them sort of unwanted frames or like waste production over to these carbon recycling people, but they can't turn it back into a frame because the fibres go from long to short, so it kind of changes the use afterwards.
I guess,
but it is possible.
A huge percentage of a carbon fibre bike is actually resin. It's plastic. It's glue, basically, isn't it? So there's the glue side of things as well. I think it's a fantastic question. I think, Anna, we should be exploring this as a subject in itself, as a video. So, Richard, thanks so much for that question. It's definitely food for thought. And also in the show from last week, Aaron Ivory asks, as a guide, how long should you have your eMTB? Is there a benefit in selling them? Oh, what a fantastic question. Not seen that question, and it's absolutely bang on with what we've been doing the last few days. So, lots of things to talk about. E-mountain bike motor will last, 1,500 cycles, which probably be do like 40,000 miles. An e-bike motor, lots of them are warranted for 2 years. If the motor breaks or you're out of warranty, you can actually fix them, which is great. I guess the same applies to e-mountain bikes as it does to mountain bikes. I was with AD yesterday. He's got a 2019 Levo. He's had it 5 years. 2014 minus 19 equals 5. He reckons he can have that Levo for 10 years and it's good. It's still good.
Oh, really?
It's still a relevant bike. But I think, I don't know about you, but if I buy something, I'll probably borrow some money for 2-3 years and get 4 years worth out of something.
Yeah,
we're all different,
possibly.
aren't we?
We are all different, but yeah, I think maybe a bike's life is starting to be around 5 years. If it's aluminium, they say you should be replacing it after 5 years. As a frame, that's not a lifetime product.
Do they say that?
Yeah, because aluminium fatigues. So maybe that's another.
Whoa,
another
I
part
didn't
of the
actually
argument.
know that.
Yeah. But yeah, but what about the battery?
Are you serious? I didn't. How the hell have I been in the?
It fatigues and it will eventually crack.
But you're saying 5 years?
5 years is a number that's been battered around a lot, yeah.
That's not official then, it's just been battered.
I mean, I don't think anyone can put an actual guaranteed timeline on it, but yeah. I mean, there's people out there who are still riding 90s bikes that are made of aluminium and they haven't cracked, but there's a lot of people who haven't been that lucky.
Would you buy an aluminium or a carbon bike?
I would buy carbon.
I'd buy aluminium. There you go. We're split. I like it. Folks, thanks so much for your questions. That's another question we should expand on as well. Yeah. 5 years, you say? Bit of archive here, Anna.
Yeah.
Me and the Don did a how to climb an e-mountain bike back in the day.
Oh,
the Don was terrified. He was
really?
He was terrified.
You told me about this.
He was absolutely terrified because climbing is kind of a new sport, right?
Yeah.
And I think we've got a responsibility on the channel and lots of other bike brands have to sort of introduce different levels of climbing. You know, it's not just fire roads or single track climb. There's some, you know, we've seen like a blinking downhill snow ski world championship. We should like an e-mountain bike climbing world championships.
Yeah,
like the crowds could be close around.
I know. I thought this is how eMTB was going to go in the racing scene, and
I think it will. And I think it's a good thing to do when you're out and about. You're in the hills, say in the lakes or North Wales. You and your mates. I mean, me and Louis do it frequently. Oh, can you get up there? No, you can't. And it's the same with the Don. Like, you know, granted, there was a 1,000-foot cliff, but...
Well, I don't blame him for being cautious. When you're new to it, you don't know what your bike is capable of doing or how to weight it in the right way. When you took me up that climb for our video, I wasn't sure. I got up it on your bike, though, didn't I?
Oh, I feel a bit of competition coming on. So a few talking points around this. Have the lightweight e-mountain bikes changed that? Obviously not, because I did get up that climb on that lightweight bike of yours. Just saying.
Are you sure?
I did.
Did you? Oh, okay.
You said there's no way that Bosch e-light will get up that climb with 95
We'll have
kilos
to revisit that. Cue that clip right now. To be fair, that's his legs making up the extra power there.
Right, Nick. Do you like climbing, Anna?
I do, actually. I like the tech ones that you have to think about it, not the ones that you're just like grinding.
It is. It's a strategy. It's physical. It adds a completeness to the ride. You know, you're going downhill, you're going along, and then you get the uphill bits. It's like, I don't want to be stuck in a van for 3 hours a day. Stinks.
Yours does.
Oh, hold on a minute.
Have you got a van?
Joey just said that my van stinks.
You got a van? I didn't
Well,
know
actually,
you had a van.
I can't deny because he's been stuck in it for the last 2 days. Damn.
Sure it's not Joey that stinks.
Oh, good point.
Like a dead possum stuck in the van.
Bikefold side, Todd Morden, Andrew's E180. There's a bit too much shadow in it for me. And
harsh.
Harsh.
Harsh. Yeah. I mean, is this where we say nice and super nice? It's
Shattered
nice.
Day.
Yeah, nice.
Shattered Day in Switzerland. Jacqueline actually rode the World Downhill Championships in Shattered Day in 1997, can you believe?
Can't believe you're that old. Well, what about this Decathlon
I didn't comment on my
stylus? Are you into this? It's a nice colour.
Go on, Anna.
It's a nice colour. Nice.
Nice. A brace of bikes, Cannondale Moterra and a Cube Series Hybrid 160 North Kent. Sean. That's a nice shot.
Black and white.
And I think this next shot is a super nice from Darren, Trek Marlin 5, Swinley. Swinley's nice, isn't it?
It's all right, yeah.
It's all right, Swinley.
It's playful. Oh, I like this next one. I'm giving this a super nice straight away. Orbea Fox factory suspension. Ooh. Absolute chef's kiss from me. Super nice.
Great.
To Dan on his Orbea Wild.
Fantastic submissions to the Bike Vault. A few bits of social. Anna, crikey, this start of the trade here looks pretty wild in this clip. Wow. Roadfield Gravity Team goes electric for 2024. Are we going to see e-bikes at World Cup downhill racing next year? Martin Mace, Rockville team.
I heard a rumour that
You've heard a lot of
someone's
rumours
gonna
this
do.
week.
I know. I heard a rumor that Martin Mays was going to ride a downhill bike without a motor in a downhill World Cup.
I reckon
But
he'd,
think
I
that's
reckon he'd
banned.
ride it with a motor without the battery.
Yes.
Why not?
Yes,
I mean, you can.
that's what I meant.
Guys, just go and bolt these. Just go and ride your e-bikes with a motor, and then that one hasn't.
Is that the future? Just
Maybe.
bolt on motors and batteries. There you
And
go.
finally, Anna, how good does the riding look here? Wow,
Start of the trail looks pretty wild.
pretty amazing.
Nice.
That's it. Thanks to everyone who's been getting involved in our polls and questions over on the EMBN community recently. If you've not been there to check it out, head over and give us your thoughts of what you've been asking. Folks, thanks so much for joining us. That's it for this week. Anna, looking forward to exploring some of those theories you've got. Coming up on the channel this week, possibly two of the most important videos ever on the channel. On Friday, is your e-mountain bike obsolete?
Oh, well, we're
Tune
going
into
back
it.
to acoustic.
Wow, such a wise ass. And then on Sunday, is lighter faster? And we're not
Yes.
Oh, right. Well, tune into the
I
video.
don't know.
Tune into the video Sunday and you'll see. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Anna.